Have you ever really thought about what it means to live a life of purpose? I mean, not just a purpose for yourself, but for everyone. Well, today we're diving into this incredible story from a timeless Buddhist text. It's all about a young seeker named Sudana and his amazing quest to figure out what wisdom and compassion are really all about. And his entire journey kicks off with one single, really important question.
So this is where it all starts, with this really powerful plea from our guy Sudana. He's already made the huge decision to walk the path of a bodhisattva. That's someone who's dedicated to enlightenment for the sake of every other living being. But he's smart enough to know he can't figure it out alone. He's basically asking, okay, I've got the will, but what's the way? How do I actually do this? How do I turn this big idea into my actual life?
To get his answer, Sudana starts searching for true masters. And his very first teacher, well, she holds the key to the entire foundation of this path. And trust me, it's not what you'd expect.
So he finds himself before this amazing being, the night goddess, Ji Jing Yin Hai. Her name translates to something beautiful like silent sound of the sea. And her central teaching is a real curveball. It's not some complicated ritual. It's not a list of strict rules. It's all about a vow, a promise so powerful that it creates this unstoppable radiant joy.
So get this. For this goddess, the foundation of the whole spiritual path isn't a complex idea. It's an emotion. It's joy. But we're not talking about just, a fleeting happy mood. This is a deep, unshakable joy that comes from one single powerful intention, the vow to end all suffering for every single being everywhere. That vow becomes the engine for absolutely everything else.
And this vow isn't just some vague, nice-sounding idea. Oh no, it's incredibly specific. It covers everything from soothing physical pain and the heartache of loss, to protecting people from fear, to getting rid of the poisons of anger and ignorance. It's a promise to take on every single part of suffering, from our day-to-day anxieties to the huge cycles of birth and death. This is the why that powers her every move.
And here is where it gets so brilliant. This is how she puts that huge promise into action. It is not a one-size-fits-all approach. She meets people exactly where they are. If someone is consumed by anger, she doesn't start lecturing them about cosmic unity, she teaches them patience. If someone is lost in ignorance, she offers them wisdom. Her compassion is incredibly practical, and it's perfectly tailored to what each person actually needs.
But the journey is not over, not by a long shot. Sudana's next mentor is another night goddess, Shouhu Yi Chiecheng, or the guardian of all cities. Now, if his first teacher taught him the powerful why, that vow of compassion, this next one is going to teach him the skillful how.
Her path is called the liberation of wondrous sound, and it's all about moving from just having a pure intention to having skillful application. It's the ability to see reality so clearly, so deeply, that your words and your actions just naturally become the perfect teaching for any situation. It's all about truly understanding that deep, interconnected web of, well, everything. So how in the world does she do that? Well, her method is this profound practice of observation. She trains herself to see the world in these very specific ways, recognizing that it's immeasurable, it's boundless, that it continues unbroken. By seeing reality like this, she gets that every single being has unlimited potential and is part of this one single pure essence. And that deep, deep perception is where her wondrous, skillful teaching comes from. By now, Sudana is just completely floored. I mean, the wisdom of these beings is just staggering. So he asks both of them the same simple question that leads to a totally mind-bending truth. How long have you been doing this?
And their answers are, wow, just incredible. This is not a journey of one lifetime. We find out that one of them started this path as a simple tree spirit, making that first vow eons ago. Since then, they've been reborn in countless forms, as kings and commoners, as men and women, even as a devoted nun protecting ancient teachings. And through it all, that one single purpose, it never wavered. It was always their guide.
The text uses this incredible phrase to talk about the time frame, eons as numerous as the dust motes in all the Buddha lands. It's just a poetic way of saying a number so gigantic it's basically impossible to imagine. So the real kicker here is, this isn't a weekend retreat. This is a commitment on a truly cosmic scale.
Okay, so a journey across eons, vows to save all beings. All of this can feel a little distant from our own lives, right? So how do we bring this ancient wisdom back down to earth?
what does Sudahama's journey actually mean for you and me, right here, right now?
And right here we can see the direct lessons for us. Their massive, cosmic vow of compassion, that translates into the incredible power of having a purpose that's bigger than just ourselves. Their wisdom to observe reality and change their teachings, that shows us the huge value of truly listening to other people and adapting to what they actually need. And their journey across eons, well, that teaches us about the immense strength you can find in long-term dedication to a goal that really matters.
You know, when you boil it all down, this is the heart of what Sudhana learned. He didn't find wisdom locked away somewhere, all by himself. No, he found it by seeking out others, by listening to their stories, and by learning from their compassionate actions. Enlightenment, as this story tells it, is kind of a team sport. It's a shared promise to make things better for everybody.
So as we close out this explainer, let's bring it right back to that practical, action-oriented wisdom. You don't need to start by vowing to save every being in every universe. The path always begins right here. So the real question is, what's the compassion, big or small, that you can bring into your world today?